I know it's either Elizabeth or Mary or William, so I'm just waiting to see which direction they take me, okay? So I'm asking who's going to step in. But I'm starting to pick up other stuff as well. Who recognizes the overdose? Huh? I'm good, honey, thank you. I'm okay. Yeah, I still have my water. Who recognizes the overdose? Male overdose. Okay. Is that somebody connected to the Edward? Okay. And who's Edward for you? Okay. Because I keep getting Edward. Did you call him Eddie? He said, call me Eddie. Okay. And how's the overdose connected to him? How's the overdose connected to him? Okay, perfect. Because I kept getting young male overdose, and then my guide said it's about Edward. Do you understand it? So it's his way of not only giving me his name, but already validating to me how the passing. I feel like I need to sit beside you, honey, so I'm going to, okay? So I'm just going to come right in. Oh, I would have sat in that chair. Okay. Is this your first time talking to him? Okay, because they're saying, he keeps saying, Mom, I'm here. And he's saying to me, this is the first time. I'm going to probably bawl through most of this because he's making me feel so much emotion for you. Because he's saying to me it was an overdose, and he's asking me to call him Eddie. But the proper name is Edward. Do you understand? All right, he's going to actually come down this aisle, and he's going to come stand right beside you. So this is what I want you to do. I just want you to allow yourself to be a little open, okay? And I want you to tell me if you feel anything. Because he's starting to put his hand on your shoulder, and you might... Huh? Good, perfect. Okay. So you can get hot, you can get warm, you might smell him. Just let me know if you can experience anything, okay? But he's right beside you. And he keeps saying to me, you can feel him? Good. So I'm just going to listen to his words, because I'm being told today is about just him talking to you because of what you've gone through over his passing. Do you understand it? I know that I'm not going to get everything out of him that I know he wants to say to you, because some of it's personal, okay? Because they're already making me feel it, because I'm starting to see the brick wall, okay? But this is why I was picking up Edward. Now, when I was getting that father energy earlier, it just means there's a father energy with him, but I don't know if the father energy is going to step in. Because right now, there's only an older lady with him for support. And it just means it could be like a great-great-grandmother, or it could be anybody. Okay, perfect. So I just have her right now. She's standing here, and it's just because that other person that was feeling that was the father energy before probably just lost his energy, and it could just be the older generations giving him support, so you have some time with him. Because I know that he hasn't been gone very long. Do you understand it? So it's their way of giving him support, so you have a little more time with him, okay? He's asking me to call him Edward, so I'm just going to listen to the words that he's given me, okay? Everybody called me Eddie. He keeps saying to me, the very first thing I need to do is I need to say I'm sorry to my mom because of what I put her through. Because there's things I did that I probably shouldn't have done, and I could have made some better choices with my life, and it wasn't the first time I put the drugs in my system. Do you understand it? Okay, perfect. And I feel like it's like I'm on this just turmoil, emotional roller coaster with all the things that he not only put in his system, but the way he felt about this. Do you understand it? Okay. He go to rehab?
Yeah.
Okay. I see a huge building, and I can see REHAB, and I feel like I'm walking through the doors, and I feel like I'm in and out of rehab. And he tried, and he tried, and he tried. And every time you thought there might be that glimpse of hope that he would clean himself up, he ended up back again. Do you understand it? And I know it's more than just one type of drug, because I feel like I'm looking at several, but we're not going to get into all that, okay? Because I feel like it's repetitive over years. Do you understand it? Okay. So what he's saying to me is, call me Eddie, so he's allowing me to call him Eddie instead of Edward. Just means that he feels comfortable enough for me to do that, okay? He said, sometimes I felt like there was only so much I could take. I know now that I was an addict. I tried to admit that to my family. I tried to admit it to myself when I was there. But I never allowed myself to fully think that for myself because I didn't want to admit that I had a problem because I always thought I would be able to handle it. Do you understand why he's saying that? Meaning he's making me feel what he felt personally. He doesn't make me feel like all this was vocalized to you, but I know that you guys understand what he's saying because you saw it in him. Do you understand it, honey? Perfect. Do you understand it? Meaning he saw it in himself. Okay. Oh, honey, listen. You, honey.
Whatever I did wrong, I don't know if you did wrong, but I just need to know it.
Listen to me, okay? Listen. He's at peace because I'm talking to him, which means he's with God, okay? He keeps saying to me, Mom, I had to get this lady's attention because I know how much you're hurting. You're not allowing yourself to live your life, and all you ever think about is what you could have done differently. And you need to, yes, that's why he's talking about it. All he keeps saying to me, listen, because I want him to explain it to you, okay? Because he's trying to help you through this. Nothing was ever her fault. She was a great mom. I had to say that I was an addict because I knew it. I didn't want to admit it to myself because I was trying to fight it not only in my mind, but now I need to admit it to her, and I understand that I know you understand, and he's talking to me, the way I'm trying to explain this to her, meaning he's trying to put it in loving terms, okay? There's nothing you did wrong with this situation, honey. We can love someone and love someone and love someone, but we do not affect the actions they choose for themselves. So he keeps saying to me, my mom needs to know how much I love her. He needs to express that to you. He's saying to me, he's thankful and he's at peace, and that you did everything you could to support and love him, and that you were there to talk to him when he was in and out of rehab, and you did everything you could. And he doesn't want you to feel or be left with any kind of blame on your part. Do you understand it? Because he keeps saying to me, I see my mom blames herself and she can't blame herself for my passing. He said that's not fair to her. He said sometimes I see that she just wants to give up on life herself. He's telling secrets.
Joy anymore. I don't feel happy without him. There's a part of me that's just missing.
I know.
I have the other children and I just don't feel complete.
And this is
without him.
This is what I'm going to say to you, honey, okay? When we lose a loved one, whether it's a parent, whether it's a sibling, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a child, that peace is always going to be there. But there's ways that they can be with us in spirit, to slowly not only help us through the grief, but give us a sense that they're with us in spirit through signs and allowing us to feel them. Do you understand it? So he's trying. He's trying. And I know it's going to be hard for you. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not even probably something that's going to happen next year. And that piece of him is always going to be missing here. But he's going to do everything he can to fill it with him being around you in spirit. And all I keep hearing him say is, Mom, I'm so sorry. I don't want you to feel like this is your fault, because it's not. He's taking full responsibility and full blame for his own actions. He's the one that chose to put the drugs into his system continuously. You can love and support your child as much as you want to, but you cannot affect somebody's actions. You can support them and support them and support them, but it's his way of taking responsibility. He doesn't want you to be left with the guilt or the burden that you did something wrong by your actions through this, because you didn't. You didn't. And he wants you to let that go. He keeps saying, I love her. She needs to know I love her. None of this is her fault. She did everything she can to support me. She knew I had a problem. I know she didn't admit it to herself on the level that she feels she should have, and that's what she's blaming herself for, but it's because she always tried to see the good in me. Because she knew who I truly was, with and without the drugs. Do you understand it? Okay. So, he just said, Mom, I'm here. He said, I'm standing right here. And he said, and I'm never going to leave you. And I'm going to do anything I can so you can feel me when you need me. Meaning he's going to be there to give you comfort when you need it the most. Do you understand it? He said, Mom, you are someone I looked up to. You gave me so much. I never want you to have in your mind again after today that you failed me in any way because you didn't. Because I see that's what you're thinking. Do you understand that? Okay. I'm going to have him just for another minute. All he keeps saying to me, honey, and this is what I want you to leave with today, okay? Is that he's with you. He's not going anywhere. You're already feeling him in spirit, so you know he's been with you and he's going to continue to be with you, okay? But I want you to go away today trying to let go of the things that you're allowing yourself to be burdened with, because he's taking the responsibility. He's the one that chose the action. You did everything you could to support him, and none of this is your fault. And that he loves you, and that he makes me feel like he has to continually apologize to you for the way that he left, for the way that he was found. We're not going to get into that because it's personal, because it's going to be too hard on you, because he's shown it to me. Do you understand it? Okay? I know she misses me and I love her. I needed her to know and hear me, and I needed you to hear me so I could tell her that I love her and that none of this is her fault. And he's saying to me, you're a wonderful support for her, and you know it's not her fault, and you've been trying to tell her this all along in polite ways, but he makes me feel like she has and has carried such a burden over his passing. You know what I mean? Because it's been so hard on everybody that he doesn't want anyone to feel that there's anything else anyone could have done, because you guys tried and tried and tried. That's why he was showing me the rehab building, and that's why I felt like I kept going in and out, in and out, in and out. Do you understand it? Okay. So it's just his way of saying that you guys did everything you could to give him support. But he doesn't want her, because he sees the burden that she's carrying in her heart. He doesn't want it to be carried anymore. Do you understand it? He doesn't want you guys to feel that there's anything you did or didn't do that affected his choices. And he's taking responsibility for it. Absolutely, honey. He's at peace. You're welcome. He just said this hug is from me. I love you. You're welcome. Again, I feel like I didn't even touch the surface with him, and I know there's so much more he wants to say to you. But I think he needed to start with that today, so you can let go of some of this. Do you understand it? Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, honey.